Hi babes, editing Mimi here. The mic cords that have been faithful to me for years suddenly decided to go on strike, so please forgive the camera audio. This episode was so good I had to share funky audio and all. Love you all, mean it.
Are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Hello. Welcome back, everybody, to the latest episode of the series of Fortunate Events podcast, brought to you by who? It's still me, MeMeCherry. And I'm joined today by award-winning drag performer, host and creator of the Royale Drag Show, and host of the YouTube show, Haute. Out
ones.
It's Hennessy Williams.
I'm so excited to be here.
Welcome. How are you?
Good. Man, life is. You caught me in a really, really funny period.
Is life lifing?
Life is lifing right now. There's
Tell me.
all sorts of things going on. Let me think. I feel like I can probably say this because they're not going to find it, but like
Exclusive.
I'm technically like on leave at work because I had to sue them for disability discrimination.
Okay.
I'm also preparing for Qwuing. I came back from New York a while ago from Bushwig.
Yes.
And yeah, that's a lot of things are happening right now. I'm super duper excited.
Yeah. Let's get into Bushwig. Tell me the high, tell me the low, tell me the middle. How did Bushwig?
There was definitely a roller coaster moment. So okay, how I got into Bushwig, I've been using this analogy, is like when the worst player on an NBA team, like on the Lakers, everyone has said that too, just gets they get the championship.
Were you the string quarterback?
I don't even know what that is.
I don't know. I think I used it correctly.
So what happened was, it was actually nitrous oxide that was like, oh my God, I got into Bushwig. And I was like, I didn't even know there were applications out. Like I totally forgot about it. I did apply like last year and I didn't get in, but I didn't even apply this year. And I was like, you know what? I'm like fun employed, like on leave right now. I should go to New York and check it out.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I bought my ticket. I'm going to go too. And then when I announced I was just going to Bushwig.
Yeah, I'm just going. My presence will be your present.
Mama Celeste, who I absolutely love, was like, do you want to be in the Oaklash Bushwig numbers? I was like, yes. And now I'm in the Oaklash Bushwig number. And that was super fun. We did, Florida Man has this absolutely amazing number where it's basically a satire on, yes! Oh my God, I love the... It's a satire.
Insert clip here
on like drag story hour, and they actually the crowd loved that number so much. Someone from I think it's called like Brooklyn Mag or something actually wrote about it and talked about how like impactful the number was. That happened, and I came back from the show. I was like on a high, and then I found out that unfortunately. We're going to be losing our venue at Royale's. Mm-hmm. And this is something that I've talked with the El Rio group. Like, you know, it's all still love, but we're going to be actually moving the space to now temporarily Mars Bar. Okay. We're not temporarily, but we're going to be at Mars Bar now. But we actually are doing another cool takeover for November I think it's at the Ivy Room, and it's going to be an all-Indigenous takeover. We're still working on the details. So now, you know, everything's like really figured out. We had to change locations, but it was hitting me hard. And I was like, I have to find a new venue, you know, like at Bush, I was crying in the club. And then they had to like console me, and then I was like, ooh. And then, yeah, that was all right. And then, you know, I saw some really amazing drag. I met some really, really cool people. Then I like went to New York. I was actually at the World Trade Center Memorial.
Oh gosh! On September 11th.
On September 11th, because it was right after Bushwig. I wasn't trying to be all like patriotic and shit. I was just like, wait a minute, the day I'm gonna go is September 11th, and because it was September 11th, I was really excited about the museum because I've been on this weird thing where I was like, this happened when I was so little, I didn't understand any of it, and now I'm like, oh my God, they have the stairs, like. They have the stairs that the people went down on. They had like all these artifacts at the museum. I'm really excited about it because like as a kid, I start to see like this area being rebuilt, and now they have a museum. The museum's like really cool now. I heard at first from my friends in New York. At first, it didn't feel that great because it felt like kind of like it was too soon.
Yeah.
But now it's like really, really good, and it's got education. And they're like, oh, because it's September 11th, it's closed, and tomorrow it's also closed. And I was like,
in remembrance.
Yeah, which is great. But now I'm like, well, fuck. I was like looking forward to this for a little bit.
I was gonna ask. I haven't gone myself, and I was gonna ask you, but obviously you didn't go yourself either. But I'd be so curious, like. I'm so sensitive to energy, and like objects carry energy, and like I can only imagine what being in that museum must feel like in terms of like, woo, child.
I'm a very emotional person, and I want to let everyone know, obviously, as someone that grew up in like California and stuff. A lot of, I think, Gen Xers or like boomers, they had this whole period where they're like, yeah, America. And then exactly. Me too.
I'm Puerto Rican.
And then there was a period where I was like, you know what? We kind of fucked up. We kind of did some bad things. For me, it was the opposite. I was like, at age 14, I was like, why are we bombing this country?
Yeah.
And then now as an adult, I was like, whoa. When that happened, like, because as a kid, I'm like, whoa, people are jumping from the building.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, cool. It's like a movie. And now I'm like, whoa, movies are not real life. That was a real big fucking deal.
Yeah.
So I actually, when I like passed by where they had their little memorial, because I was there on September 11th, and then I saw like the firefighters with their they had like a memorial, and then I saw people like leaving flowers, and it's like someone wrote a poem and they put it right by their names. I was bawling I was walking around like the one person like, this is so sad. And then it's just, that was just outside.
I mean, good for you. Good for you for like, going and experiencing that. I think grief is hard.
Mm-hmm.
I've had so much loss in my life that like I'm at a point now that I kind of am desensitized a little bit. I compartmentalize. I shut down a little bit. Bendito, a coworker of mine, I got it was when my mom was here, so that was a couple weeks ago, and I just reached out to her today because it took me this long. But we got this blast of like, oh, where's your coworker? Her husband passed away. We're building a calendar so that like we kind of plan how to take care of her over the next couple months, because everybody bombards when it happens, but then they disappear. And so much of that attention to detail almost overwhelmed me even more. That I was just like, okay, they got it. I'm gonna fall back for a second. And then literally today I was like, oh shit, I still haven't even reached out and like given my condolences.
It's hard.
Yeah. And I fell in the sword a little bit. I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm not good at this. Like I've experienced so much loss that like I'm kind of weird with it now. Mm-hmm. And I just wanted to give you your space and, just kind of like come say my bendito now. But yeah, grief is hard. Grief is hard.
I was kind of like imagining myself in that position. Like I think... So like until now, I worked in tech, and I was like, I don't know if I want to work, because I applied for jobs at Salesforce. I was like, I don't know if I want to apply to that giant penis tower. Like, what if one day someone decides to fly a plane into that? And I was thinking, I'd be one of the people where they're like, oh, stay in the building. I'm like, fuck this, I'm out. But I would get lost because I have ADHD. I would be one of the people that didn't make it out. I'd be like, where's the other stairway? Because I usually take this stairway, but it's
I know I'm supposed to take the elevator.
Yeah. So that was my moment when I was thinking. I was like, oh shoot. Yeah. It's really like when you. I don't want to talk too much about like 9/11 on this podcast.
Oh no, it's okay.
But it was
the new 9/11 podcast series, The Fortunate Events.
It's really amazing, these like stories and how like shocking developments were, because like everyone that was like up on a certain point perished. Yeah. And you see these like posters like, have you found this person? Like, I'm missing like my brother. Yeah. And now when you look at those posters, like if they had like I can't find this person, they're pretty much gone. And it's really sad, because it's such like a diverse group of people, and you realize like that affected so many people in that specific area. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say about that. But I mean, intense. All
you can wish for, like those people at certain levels, all you can wish for, it's weird, but all you can wish for is like instant death, right?
Yeah.
Because you're not suffering, you're not like burning, to death for like hours or whatever. And to me, again, when it comes back to like items and things that hold energy, to me, what trips me out is like when they go through the rubble and they find like the stapler that's still like somewhat intact, or like somebody's like metal that they had had in their desk that for whatever reason, whatever material was made of, like it survived like the fire. Yeah, no, it's true. And again, and it's interesting. And we'll wrap up this topic at least, not the show. We just got started. It's interesting. Again, trauma response and things like that. I've worked in tech for a long time. I now work from home, so I don't have those calculations. But the last time that I worked in an office in San Francisco, whenever I would leave for lunch, for anything, I always took my backpack, I always took my computer, I always took everything with me. And I would have people, and you can imagine what they look like. They're like, what are you doing? That's so weird. Like, why do you take your stuff with you? And I'm like, what if there's an earthquake while we're at lunch and I can't get my stuff and then I can't get home? And they're like, I'm like, okay, thank you. I'm weird. Thank you.
And now we always have like phones. So like we know that like as long as you have your phone on me, and this is me, I would forget to charge it, it'd probably die. But like I'd be like, okay, the person that you love, and now luckily I have someone to message and text, because before I didn't, which is really sad, is like only moments away. And you hope you're able to do that if it's the end for you.
Yeah. To me, my paranoia is always my keys. Like, I don't care if I have to walk home for 3 hours. I just need to be able to have my keys to get back home.
Yeah.
All right, well, welcome to the new 9/11 podcast.
Hell of a start.
So, Hennessy, I was introduced to you, and I have the pictures to prove it. The Oaklash After Key at the Port Bar.
Oh my God.
I want to say this is like very beginning drag career for you, if I'm not mistaken.
It was an iconic moment.
Iconic. I mean, you blew my mind. I followed you instantly on socials. I've been obsessed ever since. Tell me, Hennessy Williams. Also, it's the era but you're a drag queen.
Yeah, exactly.
So era of the drag queens and drag kings.
Yeah.
That I'm so excited that this new season of SOFE Pod, I'm able to feature such a broader range of drag performers. So tell me, Hennessy, why drag?
Why drag? Oh my gosh, this was actually a question on Bushwig where it's a mentorship process. So we basically like reflect on things. We ask ourselves why, and for me, I have a really good answer to this, because for a while when I was just working that 9-to-5 grind, I didn't have a partner, I didn't have a cat, I had an apartment that's still the apartment I'm in now. It's pretty good. But I would just go to work, come back home, and I was like, is there more to life than this? And when I started drag, when I found out about it, I stopped having that feeling. I felt like there was something that I was doing that made me so excited to live every single day. And I love that art can, like, art is art, but sometimes art can be grueling. Sometimes art can make you suffer, but I find so much joy in drag. Like, I used to write poetry, and I only wrote poetry when I was depressed. Yeah. I didn't like other poets. Like, I liked poets I thought were good, but if I didn't like your poetry, I didn't want to be your friend.
You didn't want to engage at all.
I was just like, this is embarrassing. But the most like crusty, like bad wig, bad makeup drag performer, like that new baby queen that's just like, yes, I'm cheering for all of them. Yes. Like, I am here for every single baby queen, I don't care like your age, your background, as long as you're not like a fucked up person. I'm here like, yes, like, you did a iffy split and you don't know your words, but you're living your fantasy and I'm living my fantasy with you. Yes. And that's what I love about drag. And I've been doing it, when I found out about it by accident, because I was watching my roommate watch All-Star Season 2
oh gosh
on her laptop, and I was just like, what the hell is this? And then immediately I looked up Drag King Show Bay Area. And I found the Rebel Kings. I met Vera. Vera adopted me immediately. Was like, you got 2 months. You're going to be in this show. And it was like June or something. Get ready. And I was like, holy shit. Like, I started off the floor running. I wasn't good at makeup. I never danced in my life because for a lot of my life I got bullied for it. Yeah. And so I just refused to. And then,
oh my God, that's like my first memory of you. Is you dancing?
Yeah. And that was probably like a year and so into drag. And I took classes, I taught myself, I've done things I thought my younger self could never imagine me doing.
The trumpet?
Oh yes, that's right. I actually did play trumpet for a little bit in jazz band for about 6 months.
Yeah.
But because I played marching French horn, it's very similar.
Okay.
And so I picked it up really fast, but I'm not good at trumpet. But I did have a little bit of background. It's not like I was like, I'm just gonna learn trumpet for a drag number for no reason.
I was like,
I'm gonna pick it up.
I love that energy.
Yeah, so I'm sure that's why I love drag. That's why I do drag.
I mean, the fantasy, the delusion,
Yes.
it's just so much fun. Speaking of baby drag queens and delusion, please come to Fluid 510, October 7th, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. It's my drag debut.
Oh
I've been
my
talking
God.
about this for 7 years.
Yes.
Lucky number 7, I'm finally doing it. Come catch me. I've been teasing and teasing and teasing and teasing. I'll tease a little bit more. I'll even give you a little bit more of a morsel. I've been saying that it's inspired. It's very silly, very dumb, because duh. It's inspired by an iconic internet personality who is no longer on the internet. She's known for having a lot of dogs.
Oh, I know who it is.
And the intro
like
would
her
go
too.
squeaky, squeaky, squeaky. And one of those dogs is a tiny, tiny chihuahua named Marbles.
Yes, I know who it is. Can we say it?
You can guess.
Okay. I mean, I can't wait to see this Jenna Marbles. Like, yes, moment. I still watch some of her old videos.
I do too, all the time. It's like a comfort blanket for me.
I love that when she made a bed for a dog out of soap, and the dog did not care.
Yes! Sermit. I love Sermit. Sermit is like my ultimate energy. So yeah, there was a minute there in the pandemic that she was creating content, her and Julian, that was just so silly, so dumb. And one of them really stuck to me, and like I would repost it on Instagram every once in a while. I'm just like, I miss Jenna. And it would get a lot of traction. And then when I was thinking of like my debut, I was like, oh, well, I could do like Bad Bunny, I could do J-Lo, I could like lean into the Puerto Rican, right? But that's so like...
Okay, but I love it.
Yeah, I'm going to. Yes. But I'm like, that's so cliche. That's so expected. I would rather go with the unexpected.
Okay, yes.
And given that I come from the drag school of Florida Man and Mama Celeste and absurdity and silliness, and so I was like, I want something silly. And then I found, I want to keep that. Now you guys have to guess what Jenna Marbles video it is. But it's going to be so fun, so silly. So come check out this baby queen, have her debut October 7th, Fluid 510, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Yay!
Oh, yes.
Ooh, and because I love you all, the tickets usually would be $99, but I'm giving them to you what? Free!
$99?
For the value of $99, I'm giving it to you for free!
Love that.
I mean, you have to, overvalue.
Yeah, I got you.
It's a negotiating 101, right? Okay, so you teased it a little bit. Butch Queen Pageant. It sounds like it's like part pageant, part like art residency.
It is, okay, yeah, I think residency was the word I was looking for. There's actually like multiple kind of like workshops that Grace Towers puts on. There's gonna be a sewing workshop. There's another workshop. I'm trying to remember what it is. Okay, well, there was like
I'm sure it's gonna be amazing.
Yeah. And then we reflect on things, we share things. I have really been enjoying it. I was very studious when I was younger. I would like take notes. The things I was passionate about, the subjects I got really passionate about.
Yeah.
And so for me, it feels like in a way I'm studying and working on drag, and in the best way, because I love it.
Yeah.
I think that, there's like a dance and choreography workshop, and it's really amazing. We had this photo shoot, and I don't know I think the pictures will probably be out by the time that this podcast is out. The pictures are,
if they are, they're right here, right now.
amazing. I remember at one point they took a picture, and then the photographer was like, "Oh my god!" And I was like, "Ooh, what is it?" There's something wrong with the camera, and they said it looks
so
like
amazing.
a Renaissance painting.
I love it.
Can I actually show you it?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna show you it, because I need to double check to see what I can reveal this.
I'll take a look.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not putting this on.
I'm happy to use descriptive words.
It is really all that. Okay, let me make sure. Here it is. This is it. This is the money shot.
Ooh.
Yeah. They like layered, you see the train, because it's a wedding dress that I dyed.
This feels like if you're in a Broadway play, this would be one of the press promo pics.
Yeah.
It's giving like
bad.
Broadway promo.
Yeah.
I love it.
And so like they actually like, they put a pill underneath that train to give it more.
Yes.
The photographer has such an amazing vision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love photographers like that. I mean, I got really lucky. I did really well with nightlife photography because there's something about just blending into the crowd and taking the pictures and just like, I love capturing just what's happening. I've done post photography, but there's an art to being a post photographer because a really good one directs you.
I love
through
that. I love the direction.
Because anybody can be a model if they're just directed well enough.
Exactly, yeah.
Well, it's so exciting. Yeah, I reached out. I sent a little comment in the contact us at Butch Queen. I'm like, please let me do a Butch Queen podcast.
Yes.
I want everybody. Well, I know you're going to do well, first of all. I don't hope. I know you're going to do well. I hope it's just as transformative as I suspect it's going to be. And to me, I feel like you fall into the category, there's this running theme that I have of like, oh, the freshman class, the sophomore class, a lot of those have obviously graduated high school, they've gone on to college. And so to me, this feels like you're doing like your doctorate.
Oh, my doctorate.
Because you're back in school and like in this very, again, like challenging what you know of the art form kind of way,
Wow, doctorate. I mean, I'm going to keep getting doctorates if that's the case. I'm going to keep learning. I think there's like so much to learn. And it's like, even when you're like, let's just say, even if you're like Sasha Kobe, right?
Yeah.
Like there's so much to add to drag. Like there's so many dance forms you could be learning. There's so many like, you could like learn about like lighting. You could learn about, I don't know, like more different types of choreography inspired by like different things, inspired by like different choreographers and stuff like that. But I have some things planned. It's going to be exciting. I'm going to challenge myself, but I've talked to a lot of people and gotten their insight. I'm also hoping that you all feel like you see the best of Hennessy. Yeah. But you're also going to see me also kind of going out of my comfort zone and doing something that's like big. Yeah. Which is what Chucha mentioned. They appreciated the most of the pageant process. This is obviously not your first rodeo in terms of a pageant. Tell me your thoughts about like the pageant system, being in pageants. Obviously, the pageant system's vary geographically, right? Like the Texas pageant is not going to be the same as a Bay Area pageant. What's been your personal experience in your tiny country opinion? Yes. Okay, so I've done many pageants. I've lost many pageants. I have placed but not won. Actually, quite a few now, which I'm like pretty proud of. Yeah. And I have only won one pageant, which I am proud of, which is the mixed NorCal Queen pageant. Yes. But I think the pageants I actually learned the most from were two pageants I did place in, which was the GAPA pageants. I did it twice. Back to back. And for the Muggles, can you explain the GAPA pageant? Yeah, it is the LGBT Asian pageant, and it is. I think one question was like, "What does GAPA stand for?" Yeah. And I remember watching that in like the front row. I got VIP, and then I was like, I don't think I could have answered that correctly. I think it's like the GBTLT, it's Asian Pacific. I forget what the last A stands for, but it is a nonprofit that does like, a lot of good things. Is it the Asian Pacific American? Something like that. Yeah. Well, I'm not GAPA board or GAPA leadership. I just participate in their pageants. Of course. You learn choreography. You get really close to your cast members. There's been some, good and bad things people have said about the pageant, which is really valid. But I just challenged myself so much. One of the tough parts is your fantasy is only 2 minutes long, and people have criticized it. But for the second time, I used that as a chance to be like, how can I tell a story in just 2 minutes? Yeah. How can I make it tight? I included floor work. I included kind of like a gag where I did Kiss by Prince, and I cut it to 2 minutes perfectly. Yeah. I had like a fake guitar out of cardboard I made. And then the end was like, Prince's, I just need your kiss. And I turn around, I'm wearing like purple chaps. I turn around and there's what I love is a real review in plain sight. I don't like reviews where you can see it coming.
Yeah.
I take off because the chaps, then it has like the underwear showing.
Sure.
I take off the underwear to review a thong and there is a kiss on my ass. and that's how the number ends. And I'm like mincing away. And someone told me later, it just seems so tight. Like you utilized every single moment of that two minutes. There wasn't like a dull part. And I was like, that's exactly what I wanted.
Yes.
And that was something I wouldn't get a chance to do normally. And now I didn't, place in that pageant, but I showed a side of myself that was really good. I took what I learned into the future, which I actually think I helped a lot. I think my drag really, like what I was hoping to get out of it, and kind of like me lifting myself up, it went really far after that pageant, even though I didn't win.
Yeah.
And I think pageants can also teach you humility, hopefully, if you're willing to accept that. It teaches you that you think you're hot shit, but look what other people can do. And I think one thing I love about GAPA is that it levels the playing field, where the people judging you usually aren't your friends. They aren't just people in the community. They're people that's like, oh, this LGBT organizer in LA. It's sometimes people that aren't performers, so their eyes and their lenses are different. Mm-hmm. They can just see like, is this person a good representative? Is this person making beautiful art? Mm-hmm. Did I like their performance?
Yeah. And
so they're judging you on that. And so a lot of people that are newer have actually placed, a lot of people that haven't done drag that long. And I love that. I love the equality of it.
Yes.
So I think it's a really I recommend people do the pageant. There are some critiques, which I don't want to get too much into, but you can ask definitely people that have done the pageant. But I think in terms of learning, there's a lot to learn from it.
And I think anything good is worth critiquing also. Yeah. And nothing is perfect. Nothing in the world is perfect.
I don't want to say nothing is perfect to be because I will say there were some jokes made on stage that were literally the host had to apologize for it. And then I was in the front row. I was like, this is not cool. And then there were, I think, production issues with the last round of GAPA, which was one that I wasn't part of.
Sure.
Thankfully. But so I want to say that the critiques are very valid.
Okay.
And you should, if someone wants to DM me and talk about what I've had, and then talk to folks that have been part of that. But I will just say I learned a lot, and I'm glad for that. And the connections I made with people from the 2 rounds, I'm still such good friends with people. We've made a permanent bond in that time that we've done the pageant together.
That's amazing. Oh my gosh. Well, time flies when you're having a good time, and we are already at commercial break. My gosh. So we're going to go into the other room, and we're going to practice our runway walks as if we were in a pageant while you guys enjoy this quick little commercial break.
Yes. Bing. Bing.
In my crumble opinion. Hi, I'm Phoebe Cakes, and you're tuning in to In My Crumble Opinion. Hello, my little crumb whores. Hi, my little crumb dumpsters. Hello, my little crumb guzzlers. Welcome, my little crumb dumpsters. Hello, my little crumb guzzlers. Hello, my little crumb hungry sub pigs. Hello, my little crumb buckets. Hello, my little cum lovers. Oh my god, I said cum lovers. Hello, my little crumb lovers. Go ahead and subscribe, hit that notification bell. Follow me on all social media platforms.
Oh my god, that was so gay.
Yeah, that was gay. Once again, I am Phoebe Cakes. In my crumble opinion.
And we're back. So, how was that runway walk for you?
Oh, that was the runway walk. I was like, what was the runway walk? Oh, we just
did it. We walked around the block and everything.
I even got a sparkling water peach from the runway walk. And I love a runway walk where you get fed.
Don't give away my secrets that we don't actually do what we say in the commercial break. We keep it all. We keep it all, baby. We keep it all in. And I've been doing really good about not being too H words, so I'm not going to start now.
I love that everyone just says that. Was it KaiGai that's been saying it?
H word?
H word.
You know who I got it from was Snacks.
Oh, Snacks
Forever ago on Twitter.
Okay.
Like, I want to say
You're
last
right.
year.
Snacks would say that a lot.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I just started saying it, and then, yeah. Sometimes we're nice, sometimes we're very H word on Series of Fortune Events podcast. So, Hennessy Williams,
Yes.
please tell me, in your cunty opinion, what do you think of the state of the union of drag? And whatever I always get asked, like, what do you mean local? You mean, in
Oh, like a political question. Oh shit, I'm like sweating.
And but like honestly, and it can even just be like what you think of the scene, what you think of what's happening politically. Like it really is your interpretation of the question. It's a very open-ended question that I like to ask all of my performers. What is your opinion of the current state of the union of drag?
Well, now I'm really glad we don't have a state of the union of drag because I'm like, imagine if we
like an actual union?
did, and imagine if it like was just like our own country where it was represented properly. And, like they're mostly like cis white queens. Imagine if like let's just say, you know how like our government's so fucking old, but imagine if they were like just not represented, representative in a different way. Because I think you should have, I feel like you should have young folks, you have older folks. People sometimes shit on like old school queens, but I'm like, I think we need to have, you know, queens of a certain age in our community. We need to like we need to talk to our elders.
As somebody of a certain age, thank you.
Yeah, or like I'm much older than that. But you know, not if they're like transphobic,
of course.
But like,
yeah, R.I.P. Hecklina. No, I'm kidding.
I didn't say that.
Series of Fortune Events /Hecklina. I love Hecklina, but for example, Heckles was problematic at times.
Oh, very problematic.
And
I heard it.
Yeah, and so did I. And again, but I love me some Hecklina at the same time because there's a passing of the guard. There is a history there. You know, we can't evolve without those people making those missteps for us.
Yeah.
Because we're not going to come out of the kitty cat, perfect humans.
Yeah. And I think that reminds me, like, because eventually one day I'm going to be old and I'd like I'd like to think I'm still going to be doing drag. I don't want to be one of the people that's like,
yeah,
the young people.
Yes.
I mean, sometimes, okay, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Sometimes you are like, okay, you're literally 13 and you're misguided. I don't need to listen to you.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be real.
Of course.
But at the same time, it's like young folks come up with new things, the new generation, and they have some ideas worth listening to. And I hope I keep that same mentality.
Yeah.
As someone that also like, I mean, I hope I'm always going to be this way because I remember what it was like to be young and shut down.
Yeah.
I mean, I try to talk about I'm being abused and everyone was like, shut up, you're being dramatic.
Mm.
And as an older person, I was like, I was never being dramatic. I was just trying to tell the truth and you didn't believe me. So I hope I'm always that way, you know?
Yeah. Child. Yeah.
That's
We
another
can go to. That's when I do need to start the Patreon so I can talk about shit like that. Ooh, flashbacks to my cousin's wedding where we got into all kinds of family stuff. But the wedding was great.
Is it one of those really big weddings?
It was huge and it was amazing. And it was like the best wedding I've ever been to in my life. The bride was so beautiful. She paid so much attention to so many details. And it just like, I only knew my family, and we're like, my side of the family was very small represented there in terms of family versus like hers. It was like huge. But, all of his partners he owns a Muay Thai gym. So like all of his students were there so and like his partners. Yeah. And you could feel the love in the room and like, it was beautiful. But yeah, but like, when you have those moments with family, when you're like just kind of broing down and you're like, oh yeah, did I tell you about this one family member that's a fucking pervert? And oh yeah, no, he tried to molest me. Oh, great. Awesome. And so, and talk about being shut down because, thankfully, when it happened to her, her mother reacted accordingly. And let's just say that I haven't always had the same grace from my family when I've tried to say things were inappropriate or wrong to me. Again, it goes back to like, I've had so much fucked up shit happen to me that I just kind of like, I just fly away, little bird. Fly,
that's me. I grew up in LA and I really want to I want to relate to this because I have some stories. I have a story to tell too, which is basically a lot of people know about my partner, Eddie. I can't stop talking about him because, he's the love of my life.
You guys are so cute together.
We are, we signed the domestic partner papers, but we are going to have it's not a ceremony. I'm calling it a post-nuptials party.
Okay.
Because literally we're going to go to City Hall, we're going to sign it, sign the papers, and then we're going to have a big party because we want to have a big party. That's a big thing for Eddie. But early on in our relationship, well, not early, we progressed very fast.
During the progress.
Yeah. And then I was like, well, so let me know like what the number is going to be on your side. He's like 200. And I'm like, whoo. No, but I mean like your closest family and friends. He's like,
yeah, 200.
And I'm like,
it could be 5.
Oh my God. Because literally from my side is my sister. That is she is the only chosen family out of my actual family, which is 5 people. I come from a ridiculously small, even for Chinese folks, and we had like the 1-child policy.
Yeah.
Even with that, before the 1-child policy, there was not, I think it's a little bit like losing connection. It's a little bit, my family never gave a shit about family. Very clearly, if you look at their actions, and it's also just like it was just a small family, and I was like, oh my, okay, fine. So there's literally going to be 200 of Eddie's family members. There's going to be 200 Ruizes, and then there's going to be a handful of my gays, and there's going to be my sister.
That was kind of like my cousin's wedding.
And that is going to be that's going to be the Bodex Ruiz fan. I love it. I love
and you're gaining all that family too.
I really consider them like my own. I love his parents so much. They basically adopted me. I take photos with them. I love hanging out with them. At one point I was like, Eddie, I miss your mom.
Aww.
And it made me sad because I realized I never miss my mom. Never. So,
Yeah. My mom just came to visit me, famously documented on the pod in the last few episodes. And, it's interesting. It's like I can feel it in my body, her being gone.
Oh.
Like I can feel how much I was feeling it leading up to it. And how much my body's not hurting right now, like it was for the last 2 months, from like anxiety, like leading up to this visit, knowing I wasn't gonna bring certain things up because for the sake of like keeping it copacetic.
It's heavy.
So then you're just like fly, bird, fly.
But sometimes it's worth it. I was having this conversation with some folks, and sometimes it's worth keeping that relationship. It's too much to lose.
Yeah.
And I want to say, I maybe don't fully understand, but I understand when you can't just give up the whole relationship. That's a very big thing.
I would end up completely alone. I've had so many people hurt me.
Yeah. And for me, I was like, snip.
Yeah.
I was just like, what do you have that's positive that's left over? I'm not going to count the crumbs.
Yeah. So yeah. Again, I've snipped away so many people in my life, and at this point, I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'll hold on to my mama.
Yeah.
So we've gotten through the Barbara Walters portion of the show. We felt many emotions. No tears were spilled, and I think it's good today. Usually, I'm like, damn it, give me some tears. But today, I'm like, no, I feel like we're good with no tears right now.
Okay.
So are you ready?
Tears. Yes.
To play.
Let's
play.
play.
So I have a couple of games for you. I have a classic Kiki, KaiGai, or KaiGai. Taught me.
What's KaiGai?
What is KaiGai? When it's so KaiGai is drag queen on drag queen.
Yeah.
KaiGai is drag king on drag king. And so for you as a drag queen, I think it's just KaiGai.
It's KaiGai.
It's KaiGai.
That's a great drag name for someone.
Yeah, KaiGai. So I'm gonna give you some contestants on this Kiki KaiGai.
I'm so excited.
And it's Bill. We're no longer drugging or unaliving drag performers without their consent. I mean, if that's your thing, whatever. Okay, so Kiki, KaiGai, Bill. And so you send them a bill.
So you make them pay you?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So first up, we have Bonita Rose. We have Vera. And we have Shiksa.
Okay. Let me think about this. Wait a minute. So
you're going to Kiki with one of them. You're going to KaiGai with one of them.
Okay.
And you're going to send a bill to one of them.
Okay. I think I'm gonna honestly, I love Bonita. Bonita, we already Kiki, but Bonita's cute. So Bonita, I'm gonna KaiGai you. You know what? I'm gonna, these are all, I mean, Vera and I are very close. But I have Kiki before with Shiksa, and I could Kiki again Shiksa. So Shiksa, we're Kiki.
Okay.
And Vera, I don't know why, because like I know you like that. I'm gonna send you a bill because you're my drag dad, and
is it your child support payment?
yeah, I don't know. I'm not trying to make some like sort of like witty thing, but I'm like, you could, you know. Okay, I'm gonna say this, Vera. You have like had 27 drag children. And sometimes it's hard to devote time to all of them.
Papa was a rolling stone.
Sometimes I see you and I'm like, why wasn't I invited to the photo shoot?
Oh.
No, there's really no shade there. But you know, because you didn't invite me with that, to many a photo shoot with, I was like, how come he went through the picture? I'm gonna send you a bill, though. We're gonna talk about
Daddy, you get a bill, Daddy!
And Mary's like, I'm gonna bill you for that one time. You poisoned me on out ones.
See, there you go. Maybe it's just nut zero.
Nut zero.
Okay, next up on our Kiki KaiGai Bill stage, we have the beautiful Mary Weiss, we have the talented Dolly, and we have the amazing Haute Mercury.
Oh my god. Oh shoot. Okay, hold on.
See, this is why I do this. That reaction right there.
No, this is really hard. This is okay, let's start with who do I want to send a bill? I mean, no, you know what? I'm gonna send Haute a bill because Haute is someone that knows how to punch back. And
we'll be on this pod coming up soon.
And we've had enough history in a good way. So I'm gonna send Haute a bill, and Holta's gonna send it back. I know.
Return to sender.
Yeah. I have Kiki with both Mary and Dolly.
We got a KaiGai with.
Yeah.
They're both so hot.
Can I do like
A duo?
No, can I? can we just like? What if we just do a heavy petting session?
Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna
A hug
pick
train.
Dolly. Yes, I'm gonna do a hug train with Dolly, and I'm gonna Kiki again with Mary.
And KaiGai can be whatever you want out of it too. It can be a hug train. It can be a cuddle session.
Yeah.
It could be hair brushing.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do a little.
Intimacy is, up to everybody to identify and make their own. Next up on this Kiki KaiGai Bill stage, we have Elixir, we have Tyson Chicken, and we have Papi Churro.
Okay, I'm like, these are people I all book for the show, so.
Where do you think I get these names?
Okay. KaiGai is gonna be Tyson.
I agree.
Shoot. Okay. Okay. Gonna Kiki with both of them. I'm gonna choose. Poppy has paid me before, so I'm not gonna bill Poppy. I'm gonna bill Helixer. I don't know why, because eventually I think Helixer would bill me because I'm thinking of going to Helixer for a hair cutting session.
Yes.
So I don't know why I'm billing Helixer. Maybe it's because of
the credit.
I'm like, none of you invited me to this photo shoot I wanted to be in.
This photo shoot is.
And then me and Poppy are just like we work so close together. So Poppy, I'm gonna do another I'm gonna do another Kiki. I'm gonna do another Kiki with Poppy and the KaiGai with
Tyson.
It'll be a little.
I agree.
Yeah.
Tyson as the genie at Oakland. Everything. All of my fantasies.
I think I only
true.
saw pictures and I was like,
I helped them put their cloud together. It was quite amazing.
I love that.
Trying really hard not to prick them with some pins.
I want to fuck his brain.
Last up, our final contestants on this Kiki KaiGai Bill stage, we have one of my obsessions, Phoebe Cakes.
Oh no!
My live show co-producer, KaiGai B. Michaels.
Yes.
Or another one of my latest obsessions, Major Hammy.
God damn it. Okay.
You're welcome.
I have been to KaiGai's place many a times. I love KaiGai. Wait a minute. I just blinked out. Say the first person again.
So we have Phoebe, Fiolina. We have KaiGai, and we have Major Hammer.
I have to KaiGai Phoebe because I had my eye on Phoebe for a long time. I've always thought Phoebe was really hot.
I'm telling
I think
you,
Phoebe knows.
I've never wanted to be a white twink more.
Yeah, okay. Phoebe was on my list of like, please be bi. But you know, we work together many a times now. Yeah. So I'm like, there's people that I'm just like, because I'm not that messy bitch I used to be.
Yeah.
So I try not to like mix things.
I'm trying.
But no, I'm gonna KaiGai Phoebe.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, who do I send the bill to?
For the KaiGai.
Yeah, I'm trying to like, oh my gosh.
We have KaiGai.
Yeah, thank you. ADHD.
And we have Major Hammy, aka Will from Fresh Prince.
No, I have no reason to build any of them.
I'll let you do a triple threat. I always allow it for at least one set of contestants.
Okay. The triple. Okay.
As in, like, you can give them all the same thing.
Okay.
Like if you want to KaiGai with all of them.
I'm very much in the Kiki camp with both KaiGai and Hammy.
There you go.
But
and no bill needed.
Yeah, okay, right. No, I think everyone I've been billing is everyone that should bill me instead. Like they're gonna do that and they're gonna exit out and you'd be like, actually, you're gonna pay me $50 and I'll actually pay it. That's what I've been doing. Is I want them to reverse me.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, look at that. Hennessy Williams survives. Kiki KaiGai Bell.
You made me realize there's a lot of people I think I don't have beef with. And there's people I don't have beef with. There's a lot of people that are my friends, but every now and then I'm like, that's right, I think that person's hot.
Mm-hmm. Most H-word podcasts in the Bay Area. Pew, pew, pew. Category that does not exist for Best of the Bay Area, but I'm gonna make it.
Oh my god, tea on Best of the Bay Area.
Ooh, please.
Okay, Nikki just called them out, which I'm glad, because they have literally so many names on their fucking like best queen, best whatever. I'm like, this person does not live here anymore. They haven't for the last 3 years. This person quit drag. This is not even their name anymore.
Oh god.
Could you imagine if they put like Heclina on, and then it's just like this bitch isn't even alive anymore. That's
That'd be kind of iconic though.
Because like I'm like, who is putting these lists? They're not updated. They're not asking the community.
So, best drag king, drag queen. Tom Cruise, what?
Yeah. And like much respect to the people that have won and stuff, but I'm just like, they need to get rid of some of like the names of like, this is not fair. You're not putting like heavy hitters on there that deserve to be there. You're putting people that quit drag 10 years ago. Stop doing that, so.
Well, the good thing about coming up with your own category and being the only nominee is that I win always. All right, we have one more fun game that I have to like production set up.
Yeah.
So enjoy one more commercial break. Bling, bling, bling,
Woo!
This is going to be fun. This is going to be so fun. This is a good time, everyone.
Speaking of good times, welcome to Queers on Dice.
It's a fucking dragon. I'm sorry, Captain. Was that a below job or blow job?
We're gay. Do you get it? Did you figure that out yet?
Yes!
Okay.
Oh, is Chicha's episode up yet?
Chucha's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna watch that.
That was that's where the title of the show is H-word bullies.
Oh, that is literally Chucha. Can I just say, Chucha was so funny. Chucha was like, let's do a little, what is that thing called where after every drag race episode there's Untucked. Okay. Chucha was like, let's do an Untucked moment, and then start interviewing us. It's like, who do you think did the best in the photo shoot? Hennessy. I was like, well, I was the one with the props. And then Chucha later turned the camera back to themselves and was just like, oh my god, there was fighting. There was so much drama today. I'm just kidding. I was lying about everything. And I was like, Chucha, you're so funny.
Chucha is, first of all, a doll. Second of all, so funny. Third of all, so talented. And fourth of all, one of my fairy godparents for my drag debut.
I love that. I love that.
So because I'm technically an orphan, I have 3 fairy drag parents that will be waving their wands over me for my drag debut. Shiksa will be doing my wig.
Yeah.
La Chucha is helping me with my look. And we have a 3rd makeup fairy that's fluttering around. There's 2 names in the wings. We're trying to land the last little fairy.
You're in good hands.
Yes, very good hands. Charles Hawthorne will be bringing the vibes in terms of music. And KaiGai Michaels will be helping me just keep the train on tracks.
Okay, and being very H-word at the same time.
Very H-word. And we're back.
Yeah.
So as you can see in front of us, I was inspired by Hennessy's Haute ones. And I was like an old school Hot Ones watcher before they went mainstream. And like,
I love that.
Yeah. So I loved your concept. I was like, yes, yes, yes. And then as soon as I booked Hennessy, I was like, I sprung this on Hennessy today.
Yes. I'm
So
excited.
we have a range of hot sauces that and things that can be hot, can be considered spicy by some, that I literally just pulled out of my fridge and my pantry. And we're gonna do a speed round of questions matched with a sauce.
Yeah.
So first we'll start with a classic. If you're in the Bay Area, if you go anywhere worth anything, especially if it's Mexican, you will see a bottle of Tapatio. And there's a few different versions of Tapatio, but I like the classic red Tapatio. So we're gonna...
I have this on the table right now. Eddie was like, I know that you're cleaning up. I had to do a deep clean of like the kitchen and everything. And he was like, the Tapatio stays on the table. And I was like, yes, I understand.
Okay, perfect. So... And we're doing this very classic Hot One style that I go along the journey with my guest. So, Hennessy, as I lose my place with my cards. Hennessy, how long does it take you to get into the gig, aka get ready for a gig?
Let me think. So, because I have ADHD, I have to make sure that I think usually the day before, I set timers, remind myself when to eat. There's some people I know, they don't eat before a drag gig, and I'm kind of like disapproving auntie about that.
Yeah.
Okay. I think you need to eat. So I eat.
Food is fuel.
I do my makeup, and then, I calculate, depending on where the gig is, how long it takes for me to get there. Because I'm in the East Bay, sometimes it's a little bit longer than some folks that are, going from an SF to an SF gig. Pretty much I want to say the bare minimum time of like, I still look good, this is still my drag, is like an hour and 15 minutes. Now that is literally including me like throwing the last things in my suitcase, gluing the wig on. I don't always come in like full drag now, but like I'm usually like
3/4.
A little bit more than 3/4. Like, I think sometimes I realize it hurts for me to be in the muscle suit for too long. So I get into the muscle suit super fast. So literally that's super fast. I can do my makeup in 45 minutes if I need to, but I want to give myself longer because it looks better, but I'm snappy. I'm pretty fast now.
I like it. Yeah, I joke that I have ADHD, but I really should get myself tested because I live by alarms.
Most people that like, they're like, oh, you shouldn't joke about it. I'm like, most people that joke about it have it. Yeah. That's why we joke about it.
Yeah, because I live by my alarms. Okay, next up, we have the chili garlic sauce.
I love this
Rooster
one.
sauce. We're going to take a little spoonful of not sugar.
I love
Put it on our cracky. I hate this stuff, as you can see by how little is in the jar. Oh my gosh. Mila dumplings. There we go. Hold on. Oh, wait. Oh. Advice for a baby queen.
Oh.
I was going to say, Mila dumplings. They're the best. You can get them frozen, delivered. A little rooster sauce, a little soy sauce.
Just checking baby queen.
Baby queen. Queen.
Okay.
Yeah, any baby performer.
Performer. Okay.
Yeah. I need to update my speed round questions. Baby performer.
All good.
So tasty, but so hot.
I'd say honestly, let yourself get lost in the fantasy. When you look back later, you're going to see like, wow, I was on a level of delusion, but you have to operate on a level of delusion when you first start. We all understand this, you know, the baby queen that doesn't look like very much, but you're gonna get to that point. You have to be bad before you're good. And I think some people get lost in the obsession of perfection that they're afraid to start, and don't do that. But with that said, someone mentioned, you know, have someone record yourself performing live and watch it. And that's little things where I noticed at first when I was performing, I noticed myself breaking character when I accepted tips, and I was like, I don't like that. I'm going to change that. Notice little things that's like, you know, like, you can also like notice little things where you're just like, oh, okay, like I'm better at doing this than I'm doing that. Or here's how I can make my interactions better. Or like, here's how I can like improve like giving face and stuff. And do that a lot. Let me think. What else would I say? I would say don't be afraid of change. I changed my drag name a little bit after. So Hennessy Williams is actually my second drag name. My first one was something that I was like, you know what? I came up with it and I was like, it doesn't fit me anymore. And our drag personas will change. A lot of people when they start drag, they want to be like, I try to be this like sexy sort of Ernest Hemingway gentleman. I remember trying to be like a straight drag king. And then I was like, I realized that's not who I am.
Yeah.
Hennessy is always canonically bi.
Yes.
And canonically just like just, yeah, like H word for everyone, down for everyone. I am never not bi when I am my drag character, and that's also very accurate to like myself as well.
Same.
And let your character change. Like sometimes your character will take you in a different way, and just embrace it. You know, embrace it, and you're gonna find out things about yourself. You're gonna find out things that you love, and keep doing what you love. Keep doing. And you're like, hey, if this is fun, do it. If it's not fun, you don't have to do it.
Exactly. You know, it's funny. I've asked this question so many times over the years, and this time I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
This applies to me. All right. Next up, I could probably sell this for $50 on eBay right now. We have the classic Sriracha sauce. So we're gonna guess first. What is the worst part of being a content creator?
Okay, as someone that hasn't uploaded on YouTube a long time, and I still haven't even, I'm so sorry, Bonita and Translucent, I still haven't updated the video, the last comments. It's like editing and making sure you upload. As someone with like ADHD and like I utilize hyperfocus a lot to my benefit, and there's some things that I love, there's some things I don't love, but it's like necessary evil. For example, like, you know, shows that go really late, I'm really tired, but I'm there, you know, driving through traffic. These are all things that no one like wants to do it, but it's important to like do it to get there.
Yeah.
But there's other things like uploading content where like you're not going to be in trouble if you don't do it. It's just like you gotta do it, but it's also
for the
like,
algorithm.
Yeah, it's also okay if like, hey, like if I don't love uploading things on YouTube as much as I do on Instagram, I think that's okay, but it can be a grind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's just a grind, and make sure that you don't lose your main goal. Make sure you don't forget the main reason why you're doing this. If you like hate uploading things and to the point where it's distracting from your like love of performing, then, you know, maybe like roll back a little bit.
That chit chow.
Oh, my bad.
Because now you got another one coming.
I'm fine.
They're doing just great.
These are like all, you know.
I know, this really is kind of just like a cute little like appetizer spread.
Yeah, okay. Like you haven't been on the Hot Ones show, but like, whoa, like some of the ones up there.
I would love to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. We have up next El Yucateco, the green El Yucateco. There's like 10,000 versions of it. Oh my God, I worked at a startup once and the owner was obsessed with hot sauce. So we had like the 5 different El Yucatecos on top of like 10 different types of hot sauce that were like always available in the kitchen.
I'm excited.
Well, and that's where I got hooked on this one. So the green hot sauce, chile, habanero, and Yucateco. And as Hennessy gets the sauce going, what's the best part of being a content creator?
I really like that.
Right?
That would be so nice on some tamales.
Yeah, it's so good.
The best part about being a content creator is, I think sometimes, like when I'm making a TikTok or a reel, I do like a little gag. I do something funny. I do something that makes me smile, and I see the effect it has on other people too. For example, I did before I started drag to now, and I can send you the video if you want to drop it.
Yes, please.
And it shows you just how much my king and queen personas have changed in the 5 years.
This is a sneaker.
Oh yeah, I'm going for the water right now.
And as you talk, it's like, it's one of those very hot ones that like, sneaks up on you.
This one's kind of like, I think in the lineup that I have, this would be like maybe like number 6. This would destroy Vera. Yeah. Okay.
Because it's kind of sweet, but it has like an after rolling hills kick.
I'm trying to think what else. And so sometimes I do go viral on TikTok once and Instagram. And it was basically when I did the sexy zombie Ozai and a girl dressed up as Daphne. I'll send you that video too.
Please.
Literally her face was like she was like enthralled. She was very H-word for me. And this went viral on, 2 channels, and it's great to see people just like react to it and just being like, whoa, like what is this? It's great to see people's reaction, and it goes so much beyond you. And I really like that. I really like people pointing out other things like, I didn't even realize that. And things like that. I think that's really fun.
We're both starting to get the burps.
Yeah.
Okay. Penultimate, second to last, we have Qwuing's Cuisine. It's a Jamaican Scotch bonnet based curry sauce.
A curry sauce.
I used this when I made Jamaican beef patties.
And look at this. Yeah, it's like I could.
Yeah, I would like maybe like. Yeah, I would like.
No, I'm gonna pour it. I'm gonna pour it, but I'm not gonna
not go crazy. Yeah, that wasn't enough.
Okay, this is actually a lot. If it's not
spread on.
Okay, all right.
There you go.
When the first time I did hot ones, I had a lot, and then afterwards I was like, I have nothing to prove. So, but like when I was on Phoebe's show, like literally I was crying because I took so much, because I'm like, well, now I'm on someone's show, I gotta actually bring it.
What's the shadiest thing you've heard in the green room at a drag show?
Shadiest. I hear shady things sometimes, and I will say I'm not a shady person. I've had people try and get me to be shady, and I just say something nice.
You don't take the bait?
I'm like neurodivergent, so I'm very as it is. I can't fake things. I'll try and be polite to everyone, but I can never pretend to like someone and be like, oh my God, I love your drag so much. Like if I think you're all right, I'll be like, oh, good job. But if I go up to you and I'm like, that was fucking amazing, I 100% mean it. Because why would I don't know, I just don't see the point. Yeah. So sometimes I hear shady things, and sometimes I don't actually agree with it, but it actually is very interesting, because the one person I will say I had beef with, and they're no longer here, but I don't think I need to mention their name, but if you know of someone that like decided to make a lash brand appropriating Japanese culture, and when I got a white ally to talk to them about it, they doubled down and was like, check out these sakura like kawaii like lashes, and then bullied another lash maker saying her prices were too low. If you know who that person is, I heard a lot of tea. Well, that's not necessarily like shady, that's just the truth. Like that's actually what happened. Yeah. But I heard a lot of tea about them even before, so I guess they were
but like telling somebody that their prices are too low, like
that's just fucked up.
Yeah.
But I heard tea about people, like I guess like the critique on the drag minimum wage was like, look, this is a great idea and concept, but you didn't consult people in the community. You just came up with this yourself, but it's just like you need to do the work before you pitch something like this. It can't just be you. You need to consult folks that have been in the scene for a while. You need to consult people that are drag full time. And so a lot of people scoffed at that idea, and I was actually all for it. I considered this person actually kind of like a friend. And then when I found out, like, you're not Japanese. This whole time I thought you were mixed, and you're not, and it's not okay for you to do this, and them not taking the feedback at all, doubling down, them continuing to be like nuts after that. But it really is interesting because I heard all this like shady stuff about them before, but I chose to give the benefit of the doubt. I do that. And sometimes, you know, I hear things about my friends that are shady and I choose not to care about it. But then this one person was just like, later when I think about it, I was just like, you are just a mess. You needed therapy like years ago. Like you needed it like yesterday. And they sent in emails a while back harassing someone that I like work with, asking this producer who is white to rein in these performers of color. The most obscene.
See, I wish somebody would say some shit like that to me.
Like, I do not believe in canceling people unless they are racist, unless they are an abuser, unless they are.
And even then, the cancel's not even the right word there either.
Yeah, you need to work on you need to remove yourself from the community, work on yourself, and be better. Yeah. When these interpersonal things happen, I don't really give a shit. Yeah. But with all of that shit, I was just like, you're dead to, you need help. That is the one person. Everyone else, I was like, look, you're not a perfect person, and I get that.
There's a term that I picked up at a job many years ago that I've applied to my life because it makes so much sense, and it's patterns to date. Something like, if you know me to be a kind, nice person, and I'm having an off day, but you know that I'm having an off day, you give me grace for that. But if I'm having an off day, and then another off day, and another off day, and then another off day, and another off day, and all my days are just always off, then there's patterns to date, right? There's a pattern there. And so, you know, for example, like, if somebody is, and I think about that with myself too. Like I've put the lens to myself because I've had to cut off friendships. And then I've had that conversation with myself, like, Mariana, is it you? Oh my God, government name. Mimi, is it you? But I also now sit on the other side of like, no, now that I have healthy relationships with friends who love me for who I am, who take me as I am, who show up for me, who let me show up for them. Now that I know what real friendship looks like, I'm like, okay, cool. Like, yeah, I obviously had some things along the way that I had to, took a part of, but like, okay, it's not that much that it's like me that's the problem, but like sometimes you gotta take stock.
And it's like really interesting, especially as someone that grew up in such a fucked up environment. I was a fucked up person for a long time. I'm not that person anymore.
That's legit.
I'm not saying that like, oh, you should like, clean slate everything. But I'm just like, I will apologize for the things that I did. Okay, honestly, anything before the age of 18, look, I had the most fucked up fucking parents. I was like, you weren't there. I was like, look, I was a child. My brain was not fully developed. I kind of absolved myself of a lot of things. But then past that age, there were still some fucked up things. And I've learned from that. I don't think I should be let go for that. But I think people need to understand I am very not that person again. Yeah. The changed behavior is marked. I have not gone back to that. And I am a different person now.
Perfect. Last but not least, we got to clean out your little bowl because we're going to use it as a shot.
Oh, okay.
For the ginger. Here we go.
Let's do it.
Last but not least, I figured what a best way to fix this random mix of hot things. Let's just do a shot of ginger. So this is ginger juice, straight up. Just a shot of ginger.
Oh no, that's too much.
Okay. There we go. You have a heavy hand, and I'm here to catch it, babes.
Okay, all right. This is fun.
All right, so with this, we're going to go a quick little cheers. Final hot ones. What's the future of drag?
Woo! The future of drag. You know what?
That's not bad.
Yeah, that doesn't like burn anything. I wish it was a little bit stronger. I think it's a little bit.
It might be off.
Yeah, it's like a little bit too diluted. It's almost like, when it's like rainwater. Oops, oh, my bad.
My bad. It's not off, but yeah, it is a little.
I think when people were talking about the future of drag in the past,
Yeah.
now what I see, they were talking about like what it is for me now that I see. It is queens, it is kings, it is performers with disabilities, it is making drag accessible, it is all these diverse types of drag, it's, you know, alternative performers in whatever shape or form. But
So Oak Lash is the future of drag. No, I'm kidding.
I feel like that's right now. And unfortunately for some scenes, they haven't even seen that yet. That's their future drag.
Yeah.
But I like to think that there's going to be a generation that emerges in younger folks. And I haven't really, like, I think most of my peers are like still above the age of 25. But what I'm trying to say is I think the young folks are going to come up with something that I can't even envision right now.
Sure.
Like, I think it's going to be, I am really curious to see what the future of drag is going to look like 5 years from now. Because I'm not too sure. I just see what's emerging now, and I really like it.
Yeah, I agree. Look at that. You survived SOFE Pod / Haute one.
I love that.
With just a tiny bit of sweat on the upper lip. Just a tiny bit.
Yeah. No, that's actually my nose.
Oh. Here we go.
I'm only human.
Do I have any more napkins? Napkins. We'll get that for you. Okay. As we wrap up, let's tell all the children where they can find you.
Yes, I do want to promote. So Royale's is going to be at a different location. We're going to be at Mars Bar, and it is going to be our Kings of Horror show. We have a really amazing cast right now confirmed. It is Translucent for the first time. It is Will Power for the first time. And also Sriracha for the first time. Sriracha. Yes. I'm trying to think of all the other people I booked. Cosmo also. Oh my God, we have a lot of first time people. And they're going to do Kings of Horror. It's going to be at Mars Bar. Still setting the time, but it's going to be probably either 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. And you should really come out and support our new show or our new location, and come out and check out Royale's. I want to mention that part of the reason why we weren't at El Rio anymore is because it's one thing to support a drag show, you know, with your all BIPOC King show with talk. You need to actually show up. Like, please show up if you want to see this happen, because we need to show up for our BIPOC Kings if we want them to succeed. That's just the bottom line. So please be there. I also would like you all to see me at the Bushwig Pageant, which is November 12th at the Castro Theater, which is a huge big deal. There's going to be talent like you've never seen before. I was so inspired when I saw, I think, the 2020 pageant right before everything shut down. And, it's a pageant where you're going to laugh, you're going to cry, you're going to be amazed by some really amazing drag. There's going to be gags. So definitely check it out.
Yeah.
Buy your tickets.
Previous guests on the pod, Beefcakes and La Chucha, will also be competing by your side.
Yes.
At Bushwig Pageant. I'm so excited. Oh, I'm just so proud of my kiddos.
Yeah. It's going to be really, really good. So don't miss it. It's going to be
amazing.
Tickets will sell out, so bye.
Yes. And Grace, please, I'd love to have you on the podcast. Please, Grace Towers, iconic. If you are listening to the podcast, please go to Apple Podcasts, leave me a 5-star review. I'll take nothing less. And you're welcome. And you better tell me how amazing I am too.
Yes.
If you are on the YouTubes, hi, aren't we so cute? We're the cutest, right? Please leave a comment. Tell us which sauce you think was the tastiest and which one you think was like, meh, leave it at the door. Which sauce should go to Bushwig? You know what? You can take it. I have 2 of them. This was a new one that I just opened. It's yours. I meant to grab the open one, and see, that was a comedy of errors. It's all yours. When all of you beautiful people show up to Fluid 510 on October 7th from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. for my drag debut, when you help me make that a very successful show, the dream will only get bigger. And the idea is that the next show would be my birthday show. Oh. And it would be a king takeover. Hey. And I would have 3 fairy drag fathers king me up.
I have already put, let me think. I put Juicy Lou in King Drag, and Juicy was feeling. I would love to put you in King Drag.
So let's make the first show happen.
Yes!
Be a huge success so that we can make the second one happen and you can all see me in my drag king fantasy. And that is when, so I've said it on the podcast, and this I will keep my word. Anytime I perform as a king, I will exclusively do Bad Bunny songs.
Okay, you're like, oh yes, I'm such a big Bad Bunny fan. Like, I yeah. I'm all for that shit. I love it.
No, are you kidding me? Like, I already have the vision. I have the vision. Like his the Ultimate Verano tour that he had. I went to the show. It was amazing. And when he starts the show, that tour, he comes out and he's sitting like on a beach chair with like the cooler. Oh my God, my mom's so shady. I'm like, Mommy, so yeah, I'm gonna be a drag king. I'm gonna do Bad Bunny. She's like, don't you have to dance a lot for that? I was like, first of all, no. Second of all, ew, you shitty bitch. I was like, no, Mommy, you come out with a beach chair and you have your neverita and you just have your moment and you just flirt with the girls. That's what Bad Bunny does, okay?
Did you see Luke Modelo's version of that?
No.
Oh, yeah, it was an Oasis. Or I think it was the number at Oasis. They have pictures somewhere. Right? I think there was a beach chair, yeah.
Oh, yes, because that's from the tour. That's perfect. So yes, please, sofepod.com/live, SOFEPOD.com/LIVE. All the information is there. And I'm telling you, these tickets are worth more than $99, but because I love you all, I'm giving them to you for free. Sofepod.com/live. Anything else you want to tell the children?
No, you should definitely like, comment, subscribe, share, tell your friends. And this was so much fun. Thank you so much for having me.
Look at that professional content creator.
Yep.
And with that, we go bling,
Bling!
bye.